Oh hey, welcome back to Sonic Battle. You can just call me Stent. This will, as you can probably tell, probably be the last part of this series, because how this has normally gone is we've been streaming 2 episodes apiece. Last time, of course, Amy and Cream. Crusted GVA sound from my blown. Yep, we're already on this. So we're on episode 7 out of, well, I may as well just say since this is the last stream, I'm going to be doing 8. And we're going to, of course, be rounding things off with everybody's favorite character, Keanu Reeves. Sonic's got the 6th Chaos Emerald. I've underestimated them. It could get pretty tricky if they activate the Gizoid. But Shadow holds the 7th Chaos Emerald. He believes that he is the ultimate life form of the ultimate form of life. The ultimate life form, even. His Chaos Control. Shadow wouldn't hand over the 7th Chaos Emerald and activate the Gizoid. But even if he did, that information that I found after searching through my grandfather's work log will allow me to still conquer the world regardless. Because I am Dr. Robotnik, evil scientist extraordinaire. Not the damn... No, that was, I think Knuckles. There it is again. I feel it. Someone's talking to me. A strong power. Who is it? This power must not exist. Cannot allow it to happen again. The tragedy must not. Tragedy. Yes. What tragedy? The same illusion. This is it. I feel the emanations over here. Well then, let's see what we've got here. Chaos Control. Yeah, not entirely certain as to whether my Shadow voice will necessarily fit the bill, but hopefully it's serviceable enough. It's kind of weird that on the overworld, Shadow has the same running animation as Sonic. I've just noticed that. Is better Sonic the Heroes or Shadow the Hedgehog? I'm gonna say Sonic Heroes. I mean, I do like Shadow the Hedgehog, just from an objective sense. I feel I kind of have to throw it over to Heroes. Kind of feel compelled to play through both of them again at some point. On GameCube, obviously. This is what called me. It's the Gizoid, a legendary weapon. You, Rouge, what are you doing here? Hey, I've got information sources everywhere. There's nothing I can't find out about if... You said it was a weapon. You'll never change, will you? That robot, Gizoid, is known as the ultimate life form, just like you, except he's 4,000 years older. You could almost say he did it first, and he's the bestest ever. I heard the doctor was hiding something really big, and I guess this is it. Imagine this game was on PS5, it won't be. Intruder alert, intruder alert. Damn. What's so funny? It's been a while since we fought together like this. Just don't get in my way. You too. I miss this dynamic when they sort of were friends. I'll show you my ultimate power. Already starting off with a 10 KO shindig, aren't we? Shadow, as you can tell, is generally considered one of the better characters in the game, even when I was just starting out as a kid. He has the highest jump, he has the fastest run speed, he has an insanely fast dash, just generally a lot of powerful mobility and powerful attacks. Generally a lot of cool ones like his power move, where he just disappears and reappears. I always thought that was so cool as a kid. Powerful to boot. To the point where if I didn't get Tails' ultimates at the beginning of last part, I'd be using that instead. Also, has a fun aerial to mess around with, where it just... It's also good for aerial movement. Generally, just Shadow has a very, very good kit in terms of movement. Later. How come Shadow's homing attack is faster than Sonic in 06? That's a good question, actually. I don't think I've really noticed that before. Then again, it's been a long time since I played Vanilla 06. That's probably another one I'm gonna have to play again at some point, considering that was back when back in the days when my mic was muted. I didn't realize for the longest time. Fighter Z dashing? Yeah! Shadow does just do that. A nice little tidbit about his shot here, the Chaos Snap. Actually, not the Chaos Snap, it's the Chaos Magical, I believe. Basically, the longer you hold it down, the further range it has. I think, technically speaking though, you can combo into it. As opposed to using your heavy. There you go, that's how you do it. Probably gonna have a fair bit of time getting used to that. I don't remember these guard robbers having such a high Ichikoro yield. Maybe it's just me constantly beating them up. Still think that's so cool. Still think Shadow should have been Super Smash Bros. That just puts in mind the whole Grinch leak in Smash Bros. Ultimate, which turned out to be false. And honestly, I really did want that to be true just so we could have Shadow in, and honestly, that alone is why I don't trust leaks anymore. It got my hopes up so high and then just dashed them by making the only viable character in the game Steve Minecraft, Steve Herobrine Minecraft, Funny Moments Hunger Games. Hey, not bad. An opening. Ugh. Ugh. Shadow? What happened? I was just one of the Doctor's random robots. It's nothing. The idea of Echo Fighters went entirely into using ultimate. Yeah! It is kind of bizarre considering, it really is one of the easy ways they could have implemented new fighters. Just even just going back and retconning, making stuff like Pichu, Dr. Mario, Young Link all Echo Fighters, or again just adding stuff like Shadow or Metal Sonic, but then again, it wasn't until Frontiers really that Sakurai seemingly didn't really care all that much about Sonic. Because I remember him saying that I think he said he was impressed with Frontiers combat, or maybe he was just being polite. I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, Shadow! This isn't good. Intruder. Oh, shut up already. Dang, Shadow. To think he got himself taken out of the plot so easily. What is this, IDW? I'll take you to Club Rouge. Hey, Shadow. Can't you even walk on your own? This tech demo sure is impressive. I'm sure the Sonic Pro will do great things one day. Pretty much, yeah. The thing that Shadow got himself taken out of the plot just by getting totaled by a random robot in a cutscene. Again, it's like if Ian wrote this. We're here. I can't believe he'd fall down right in front of the store, having me carry anything that's heavier than jewelry. Rouge, I'm sure Shadow is lighter than the Master Emerald. The nerve. I'll never do this again. Not even for all the jewelry and the... well... The casino lights are huge. Not as big as the cowgirl in Sonic Adventure, I'll give it that. Honestly, comparatively speaking, it seems about on par with the sign outside Casinopolis, which also happens to be in Gotham City for some reason. You're still alive, right? Shadow. He's not bad looking, but... Where did that come from, Rouge? That came out of nowhere. I was created. Awaken the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog. It's recommended me the stream. Well, I welcome you regardless. Hope you enjoy your stay. Please, Shadow. Maria. I can move. I'm still alive. I mean, I'd certainly hope so. I need to go to it. Are you really, Shadow? You can't be the military's top secret weapon! Doctor. Must not repeat the tragedy. Ah, my ears. Hey, can you hear me? Respond. No. You must have already established a link. Shadow? Hey, you. Over here. Won't listen to me, eh? In that case, I'll destroy you with my bare hands. Hey, stop that! Get out of the way and give me that robot. And if I say no? Then I'll destroy you too. Shadows look like Cloud to Sonic Zack here. I mean, you could argue that there are a lot of parallels between Cloud and Shadow. At least it's in terms of how they've been flanderized by installments in the mid-2000s. I still haven't regained my full power yet. Listen to me. Whatever you do, don't let Dr. Eggman get a hold of the Gizoid. I'll be back. Until then, take care of it, Sonic the Hedgehog. Looks like you both have one thing in common. Persistence. Sonic the Hedgehog. Awakening as a weapon of war. Chaos Emerald. Theories. Plot points. Matrix. The One. The Oracle. Shadow, what are you doing here? Looks like you've discovered what Emerl really is. The only time Robotnik helped Sonic was in Adventure 2, Heroes 06, and Frontiers, and Advance 3. Then why don't you destroy it now? You must destroy it before it collects all the Chaos Emeralds and uses its true power. Shadow? There's no need to repeat past tragedies. Nobody else ever needs to go through the things that I have. Out of the way. I'll finish it now. Shadow, I respect you, but Emerl's our friend. If you attack one of us, then I'll do whatever it takes to protect him. Looks like you'll never understand. The builders will never know how their creations truly feel. And then he got slapped by Rouge again. Ally. Looks like we formed a new team. Rouge. No mention of Omega, weirdly enough.
Hi, Sugar.
Sonic, we've got to kill Mr. Tinker. He's literally just Eggman. Look, you tried to destroy the world previously, and we gave you a second chance. Yeah, but I actually made an effort to reform. Robotnik's never gonna do that. Yes, good morning, Shadow. Has the prince finally awakened? I must go. I must go to the Gizoid. To the Emerald. Hey! You can leave as you please, but don't you dare pass out on me again. Who do you think dragged you here in the first place? You. That's right! You're not even going to thank me? That figures. You men are all alike, you know that? I would have expected to hear this more from Amy, to be perfectly honest. Thanks, Rouge. Thanks for saving me. I can't allow myself to die just yet. The fanbase won't allow it. Emerald Beach. Huh? You're looking for Emerl, right? He's always there. I went ahead and told him about you anyway. Ally. What? You've got a problem with it? No, I don't. Is he affirming Rouge's current stance? Ah, whatever, let's just get out of here. We got places to be. Weirdly barren for Central City. You don't even get to pass by Amy, but then again, I don't suppose Shadow would have a reason to. Alright. Just going straight to Emerald Beach, I suppose. The dynamic between these two is tense. Yeah, I can definitely see why she'd prefer Knuckles. Shadow? Sonic the Hedgehog. Where is Emerl? He's at Tails' place. Tell me something. Why are you after him anyway? I'm not here to steal him. I'm here to welcome him as a fellow weapon of war. Welcome him? Shadow, are you still on this whole thing? Haven't you noticed? His awakening as the legendary weapon of war Gizoid is close at hand. Awakening? Metal Gear? He already has 6 Chaos Emeralds, right? Yeah? And with my Chaos Emerald, that makes 7. The Gizoid will be awakened when it has collected 7 Chaos Emeralds. Right now, its true power lies dormant. However, I can feel it. I can feel the power. A power greater than you can possibly imagine. Moth. Yeah, I've heard that he who collects the 7 Chaos Emeralds will be granted unlimited power. So are you trying to tell me that awakening Emerl is dangerous? No Obviously. Dangerous? He's a weapon. One created with enough power to destroy the world. Awakening him is sheer madness. I don't think he has it in him. The Emerl I know would never destroy the world. What about you? You say he's the ultimate weapon, but weren't you supposed to be the military's ultimate secret weapon? Maybe you've forgotten, but I seem to recall you saving humanity at some point. That was for Maria. Exactly. If you have a heart, you would never use your power for the forces of evil. There's no way you could. Weapons aren't supposed to have hearts, but both you and Emerl do. You guys, you aren't just weapons. Who's this? No, you're wrong. We were created as weapons. But the people of this world ever want peace, they must destroy us. Shadow? Are you saying you're gonna destroy humanity now? Again? Oh, and one more thing. Rouge said that there's a keyword that can free Emerl. If we can find out what it is, Emerl could become just a normal robot. Such hopeless dreams. Weapons have no need for a conscience. Freedom? What use is a weapon that doesn't follow orders? I have a different kind of link with the Gizoid. Like me, he's a weapon, no doubt about it. He's a weapon to be used by his master. Shadow? This isn't the Sonic IDW you showed me. Alright. Just take Emerl already. If you're not gonna listen to me, then do whatever you want. Yeah. Then you don't care if I exterminate Emerl? I'd like to see you try. You don't think I could? You have a heart. Emerl has a heart. I don't think even one of you has need to kill. Maybe you guys should just play games together or something. Like Smash Brothers. I'm sure you get along great in the Olympic Games. There's a Chaos Emerald here. Emerl, what are you doing here? He probably felt my Chaos Emerald's power. I can feel it resonating with him. You have a Chaos Emerald. Give me the Emerald. Power. Give me power. Emerl! What's wrong, Sonic? Why are you looking at me like that? Perhaps now you believe me. He was created as a weapon. You're lucky in that you met him before you awakened. But you cannot deny the Gizoid's true identity. Sonic? Go with Shadow, Emerl. I want you to find out who you truly are. How? How else? Get Robotnik to tell you, and then go on 14 different storylines that don't even matter by the end. That shabby old guy? That sounds like fun. I'll be right back then. Okay, and try to find out what that guy's up to. See if we can find out more about that final something or other that Knuckles was talking about. You can never tell what that old man is planning. I too have things that I wish to speak with the doctor about. Let's go, Emerl. So begins our path to ruin. He's going feral. Oh, and tell Mom that she has to go jogging and do at least 200 sit-ups. And she has to eat salad with no dressing. That's... Emerl, I think that's amounts of torture more than anything. Some ultimate weapon you are. Alright, our path to ruin begins. Whether that's just us deleting ourselves or deleting everybody around us. Salad with no dressing. I mean, I've had salad with no dressing before. Then again, I usually have it with other stuff. Cheese, ham, eggs. It's not that bad, to be perfectly honest. Grapes. Chaos Gamma. Target, codename Shadow. Objective, destroy. It appears the good doctor thinks I'm his enemy. Target, codename Gizoid. Objective, destroy. Alright. It's just leafy greens and tomatoes. What are you talking about, though? That's the entire bunny diet. Except less tomatoes and more just 80% hay. Later. Ow. Oh yeah, and that's right. I will admit, I have been doing a little bit more grinding off stream, mostly just trying to get more skills from Sonic specifically, considering they're mostly just direct upgrades of the Emerald's base abilities. Or more so, the Gizoid's base abilities / Emerald's base abilities are just nerfed versions of Sonic's. So I figured his is a good baseline to go off of. Bunny diet is different from mine. What do you mean? That's what you're supposed to do. There's nothing but hay. And the occasional nanner. Oh, and I also got a couple new skills equipped on Emerl, mostly just Amy's combo, since at this point I think it's the fastest. At least to just get to the heavy. Also managed to get Shadow's aerial on Emerl as well, so he can have even more aerial movements. So you can just hold it down and that didn't work. You fool. I think if you don't have Emerald's ultimate run, you could get by with using Shadow's base run, but I'm not really sure I like it on Emerald, mostly because compared to Sonic it has a little bit more less friction to it. It's a bit more slippery. It's sort of like Luigi, to be perfectly honest with you. Where he runs faster but has less friction. Slippery. He's slipperier. Which I suppose would be rather accurate for how he plays in his own game. Speaking of which, I'm not sure entirely whether it's I'm not sure really I should say anything about canon, considering I have some compounded flaws in that, but it is kind of weird where this would potentially be in the timeline, considering it takes place after Heroes, but Shadow remembers everything. I think it's more so the case that the writers weren't clued into the fact that Shadow has amnesia. Slippin' Ouija. Oh hey, we got Gamma's ground power event finally. Meltdown. We basically just set off a timer, run into the enemy and explode. It's kind of funny. Skill points increased by 1. How did I lose? I even inquired an Emerald shard. The only one who can use the true power of the Chaos Emeralds is me. And Sonic, but we don't talk about that. Destroy. Destroy. He's still at it. We gotta, I guess this is probably gonna be the last time Gamma shows up in the story technically, so we may as well just grind him into the dirt. Get him, Emerl. In fact, I probably didn't even have to do anything. Emerl's just the ultimate killing machine all on his own. Also quite like Shadow's pursuit move here. For some reason I thought that had iframes. So suppose going into a little bit more about where this would fit in the timeline. I mean, I say that, but I think officially, by official terms and not just fan speculation, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I think I have to specify that because I know that a lot of fans, and more recently, rather quite adamant about canonicity in this series, considering how fast and loose it's been playing gets nowadays, and honestly, I think considering the, I suppose, more episodic nature of a lot of these games, it doesn't really matter, at least in the micro sense. More so in the macro sense, where when big major changes happen to the setting, whether it be with characters or entire areas, you'd think that would be acknowledged in future games. The obvious one, in my case, just being the fact that the moon is not depicted as destroyed in any Game Pass Adventure 2. That's something you'd notice in any situation. Very much prefer the games to do their own thing with loose cannon threads tying them together. Yeah. Honestly, I feel a good example of that is actually the Indiana Jones trilogy, where it more so just has fun little winks and nods to the past movies. More a case of it doesn't really impact the story as much, but it's more of a if you know you know sort of thing, and you get a nice little bonus out of it if you know. But it's not absolutely required reading. Because right now, with the Sonic series and its focus on canon, I'm kind of getting... Not sure if this is a apt comparison, but I'm kind of reminded of the whole Halo 5 situation, where in order to understand the story, you needed to buy every single one of the books in order to understand what was going on. Oh hey, we actually got Chaos Burst, nice. No need to try and connect exactly. Finally starting to get some new skills for Gamma as well. Skill points increased by 1. Destroy, 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 destroy. Fool. Emerl, do you see? This is the fate for weapons of war. I don't understand. I'm sad, Shadow. I know. Destroy, destroy, destroy. Can't move anymore. Let's go. Night Babylon is just ahead of the doctor's lab. Give me shelter. I feel this may be a lot more impactful if, again, like most visual novels, you got, I'm not sure what the term would be called, where you got actual, like, splash art of more impactful scenes. Like, I'm sure this would be just, a lot more, I suppose, visceral and hit a lot harder if we actually saw Gamma still trying to destroy Shadow and Emerl, despite being all mangled and half broken and torn in half. Gamma. Because right now it's just sort of standing there. And I kind of get why they couldn't really do that for a kid's game, but... honestly, love more Sonic visual novels, P2. And then Infinite comes along and says, never mind. Yeah. You and Sonic have been fighting for decades. It's like... Infinite, what the hell are you talking about? I kind of feel it might be interesting if, Infinite was more of a sort of meta-villain who had all this outside knowledge of everything, but... then again, I'm not entirely certain that would work for a series with, a more episodic structure like a Sonic thing. The doctor's more of a computer. Never imagined I'd be here again, especially after I karate chopped it in the last game. Tell me, what am I? What is the Gizoid? We were created as weapons. Why is it that we have hearts? Why do we have souls? What the hell are we? Professor Gerald. Rouge. You are his ultimate creation. The ultimate I would have thought that his ultimate creation would have been his progeny, but then again I'm thinking more so in terms of one Leonard Church. Finn's quote of Essay 1 forces take place in the stand of years 6 most take no sense. Given Infinite says decades. Got you there. I can't help but wonder whether or not Ian plays some of the games or not, for him to miss points like that, or... again, I feel it would just be kind of apt for them to just quietly shuffle forces out of the quote-unquote timeline, but I suppose what's sort of the neat thing about an episodic series like this is that if you have a particularly bad episode, you can just not watch it, or play it, or experience it. It's kind of like something like Star Trek, to be honest, where you have all these great episodes, you know, Measure of a Man, I want to say This Side of Paradise, Best of Both Worlds. I'm trying to remember the name of the... Chain of Command, that was the one before Lights. You have all these great episodes, some of which have multi-story arcs. If anything, you could almost consider SA2, Heroes and Shadow to be sort of a three-parter. And then you have all these bad episodes, like the one where... I think it was Troy... I need to go back and watch Star Trek again. There's all these things. I could have sworn I remember the Doctor's name on the tip of my tongue. The Harley Quinn romance one with a ghost. The one that was particularly bad. Or most of the episodes of Voyager, like the one where they went to Warp 10 and turned into salamanders. You could just not watch those. Yeah, exactly. Season 1 of TNG is skippable. And during an experiment of the Chaos Emerald, you discovered and reactivated the ancient battle weapon Gizoid. Yes, Emerl. Where did you learn that? I looked it up on the doctor's computer. I found one of the Professor Gerald's old research files. Ah yes, from his diary, now available if you pre-order Shadow Generations. It's a tiny booklet. Why did Emerl give me a soul? He wasn't interested in researching weapons. He was researching a way to bring happiness and hope to all people. Also to find out immortality, but that's not important right now. But he was forced by the government and by the military to use his research for war. That's why he gave you and Gizoid a soul. Ah, so they basically turned Gerald into Hal Emmerich. One of my favorite TNG episodes is when the Enterprise keeps logging, they gotta figure out what's causing them to fix it while leaving notes for their resets. Oh yeah, I at the very least heard of that one. Heard that one was pretty good. A soul identical to his beloved granddaughter Maria. No idea how he managed to replicate a soul, to be perfectly honest, like... It's not important, let's just carry on with it. Maria. His hope was that no matter how crazed and obsessed with destruction mankind might became, the weapons themselves would never fight. Shadow, you're afraid of your own power. It troubles you. But you've never used your power recklessly. I mean, aside from that one time you killed several police and military personnel in Radical Highway, but we're not going to get into that. You've never used it selfishly. Gerald's wishes have come true. You too, Emerl. Me too? You're created as a weapon, yet you feel sympathy for living beings. However, Gerald did not create you, and he was unable to completely erase the destructive powers within you. That part of you still exists. So he programmed you with a special code, and if the keywords of that code were to be activated, Gerald's program would be complete. You'd become just like Shadow. What are the keywords? Bring hope to humanity. Bring hope to humanity, huh? Kinda touching. How do we input the code? Now, about that. Well, you have to do it when he awakens. So, basically when he absorbs this Chaos Emerald. It would appear so. Looks like I got no other choice. Shadow, that's your... It's alright. I'll always be with Maria. Shadow... Emerl, take it. This is the last Chaos Emerald. Skill points increased by 10. Interesting. Keep this in mind that Shadow doesn't have a Chaos Emerald anymore. Not even the fake Emerald from Shadgen, which is there for some reason. Show me your power, or I shall not obey. I represent all things, and shall become Gizoid, the conqueror of all. Well, now that's a big difference. Gizoid, ancient weapon of legend, I as your new master command you. Bring hope to humanity. The fake Emerald, yes, the one that Sonic slam dunked in the cannon when it exploded. Hey now, don't you get all serious, don't go and get all serious in me like that, Shadow. Look who's talking. You remind me a little too much of a certain spiky, smug little... Watch your mouth! You're free now. Robotnik will no longer will have any control over you. Thanks, Shadow. And you too, Rouge. Oh, I appreciate that, but if you really want to fang me, give me some jewelry. There's one last thing I'd like to ask of you. What is it this time? Let us battle one last time, to see who truly is the strongest. My body wasn't healed completely before, but now I'm ready. I am the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog. I will crush anyone who stands in my way. You sure about that? I don't want you whining about how you didn't have your Chaos Emerald and stuff. I no longer need it. I have Maria in my heart. Kind of funny that Ian forgot about that for Shadow Generations. So yeah, apparently Shadow no longer needs a Chaos Emerald in order to use all his Chaos powers. He just has his memories of Maria to do it for him. And I suppose that's a fairly interesting development, but again, it's another one of those the small plot points that they forgot about as time went on. Like the fact that the Angel Island is supposed to be still grounded after Adventure 1. Alright, get over here, you. Now I have to deal with the fact that Emerl is super powered up now. Not sure he's gonna use his air power, but it's better to be safe. I have to remember that he doesn't explode anymore. What at the very least try to want to get Shadow's pursuit ability for Emerl, because it is pretty good. And I think for the time being I do have a fairly strong build for Emerl. I was kind of worried it would be too strong for Shadow to handle, but then again it is Shadow. Never mind. Don't worry, he has Black Arm's goop powers. Oh wait. Yeah. It really does feel like one of those things where it's like, oh, we wanted to showcase all these cool powers, but we had to justify the fact that Shadow doesn't have them in forces. He just doesn't have them anymore, they just go away. Sort of makes you wonder why they bother doing it in the first place, but yeah, Emerl definitely packs a punch here. I think I may have to do a little bit of foul play here if things don't turn out all that well. Ow. Yeah, he hits pretty hard. Fortunately, I am faster than him. And Chaos Burst does a whole lot of damage. I gotta say though, I am kind of curious as to where they got the idea for all of Shadow's, I suppose, particle effects in this. All the purples. And just balls of energy that he throws out like this. I mean, it's cool, it's just fairly interesting choice considering at this point he's mostly just known for using Chaos Spear, and a lot of his attacks are yellow for some reason as opposed to red. Oh no, that was a good combo. I really just feel at this point that I am getting semi-competent at this game, except not really. I think this really is a good showcase of the fact that Emerl just gets super overpowered as the game goes on. Because you're so used to fighting him as just... you're fighting as him, but when you have to actually fight him, it's like, oh no. What have I created? I've created a monster. That's it, throw another one of your bombs at me that don't work. Somehow that worked. Seriously, you just kill so quick now, it's brutal. Okay, he still has power resistance for some reason, even though his best move is a power move. AI making up only the best choices here. No idea what happened there. Well, we really are level pegging here, aren't we? I'm panicking. Okay, just one ahead. Let me just see if I can get some Ichikoro up. I don't think I can. It all comes down to this. Rock, paper, scissors! I missed. Oh, I could just stun lock him. Never mind, I thought I could stun lock him. Okay, plan B. Emerl, one more oh, I'm locked into this. Oh, no. Oh, no. You know, I was thinking, oh, it's okay, I could just shift over to Emerl having a bad moveset, but I don't even get the luxury of that. I just have to stand here and just do this the uninteresting way. They thought of it still. Yeah. So the way I see it at this point, I may have to reset the game. Yeah, I'm just going to I'll be back in a little bit. Just don't go away. Now if I actually have to resort to this. I didn't realize I was muted. But yeah, I do plan on going through Unleashed as we come to this. Unless anyone has any particular suggestions of to what Sonic game they want to see me play next. I've been playing a fair bit of Sonic 64, which I think could be interesting. But yeah, I meant to say, this whole chase for everything being canonical isn't exactly the most fruitful endeavor, considering a lot of these games aren't ever going to be getting any ports. Like, the only way you're going to be able to play Sonic Battle is if you have a physical copy of the game like me, or an emulator, which I'm not entirely certain how to feel about the fact that most of your back catalog can only be accessible by emulation. I'm not entirely certain that's something that you really should be endorsing. I mean, most people just emulate anyway, but it's just maybe relying on emulation, on third-party emulation as a business strategy isn't exactly the wisest idea. But then again, if we only mark the games which are currently available on modern hardware / PC as canon via Steam, then I'm not sure a lot of people would like that either, considering I've been kept up at night with the fact that under that logic, the Babylon Rogues will be less canonical to the Sonic series than Despy from Team Fortress 2. In that event, just reboot with a fresh canon that's easier to follow. Yeah. Oh, one-off of Sonic 64. I suppose we can try that. Okay, let's do this again. Right now. Yes. The fact that Shadow no longer needs a Chaos Emerald is another thing they just keep forgetting. It's funny that you say just reboot the series, because I'm fairly certain Flynn also made that argument that it would probably be best to just reboot the series if they wanted to go full canonical with it. People say 14 has a bunch of gap suggestions. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. It is kind of a shame that I wasn't around to see you finish up Endwalker. That, to me, that truly felt like the moment when I could wholeheartedly say that 14 was one of the best games I've ever played, at least on it from a narrative stance. Just those final fights, especially the very last one, just chef's kiss perfection. And then the rest of the game happened, which I won't really say anything about it, considering you still have the whole post-Endwalker to go through, but enjoy the afterglow while it lasts. Wondering where I was? Oh, I was it was Friday. I had to go to weekly Pathfinder sessions since it started back up again. You actually got a kill on me. Yeah, essentially not a lot happened. It was mostly just this clearing out the rest of the dungeon we hadn't gone through yet, and at the end we almost very nearly got steamrolled by a Greater Barghest. So that was fun. In that it was one of those cases where the Dungeon Master kept rolling crit after crit, and we couldn't roll anything over a 10. It was just one of those sessions where you're just like, God, I really hate this game. And then you get sessions where it's the other way around. It's like, God, I love this game. This is the nature of the dice rolls, unfortunately, and my dice seem to be rather temperamental. And that in this last particular session, they seem to just roll really, really high on skill checks and roll really, really low on anything that came to actual combat. Which, considering I am playing more of a combating class, isn't exactly a good thing. We'll have to do a Pathfinder D&D campaign sometime, just too busy. Yeah, that's fair. It is a lot of time investment, especially for the Dungeon Master. I've never DM'd myself, though, I kind of feel as though I sort of have to learn at some point. Whether it's just the hard way or not. It was just me. Didn't even break a sweat. There we go, we got Shadow's Upper, which... yeah, I don't think Shadow's Upper is all that good, mostly because it just comes out rather slowly. Skill points increased by 1. You boys have fun. I'm going home, I swear. Why do men like to fight so much? I can't take much more of this. See you later, Rouge. Can I visit your room again sometime? Emerl, what are you getting at, Emerl? Idiot. Emerl, one more time. Wait a second, Shadow. What? Are you backing down? Would it be okay if I went to see Sonic, Tails, and everyone again? Yeah. Tell them you're not a kid anymore. Once you've fought them all, come back and see me. We'll finish our fight then. I'll be at Central Highway. I'll be waiting. Okay, you better be warmed up when I get back. So, yeah. Now we're just stuck with Emerl and have to fight everybody again. I suppose at this point it's just like, yeah, you've gotten a lot of skills from everybody. This is more so just a means of trying to get more skills out of everyone, considering you're pretty strong already. Excuse me. You think just because you got a little stronger you can defeat me? Let's find out. Listen, boy, never underestimate an agent. You'll get burned. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for shot because I got Sonic's ground shot off screen, Sonic Wave. I felt it combos pretty well into whatever this is. It doesn't actually have a name, it's just 3 question marks. And more so not because of the shot, more so just because it puts you up in the air. This really does feel like the ultimate anti-Rouge moveset. Just a whole bunch of aerial movement and a move that punishes you for being in the air. What inspired you to have such a character? That's a good question, actually. A long story. Kind of feel I'm gonna have to explain that eventually at some point, but I'm not entirely certain whether or not this is the best place to do it. For the moment, all I'll just say is PB. I think that's about the short answer. Get over here, you. Yeah, I'm guessing this is just gonna be first to 10 KOs again. It's kind of weird that this is the, I suppose, standard format, considering how long it usually takes. I mean, sure, I'm already at 6, but I can't help but feel that maybe first to 5 KOs will be a bit more, to the point. Understandable, have a nice day. I think it's more so the case that I don't really have a particular reason, I just like it, is all. Get over here, you. Get over here, you. Yeah, stay in the air. Yeah, I really can't help but feel bad for Rouge now, it's just, oh, and I think I've found out that Shadow Eagle is particularly good for just going in the corner like that, or at least up against the wall. Got Secret Spear again. We already got it. Skill points increased by 2. I'll admit you're not half bad. I don't think there's anything left for me to teach you aside from all the skills I have to learn from you, but I'll do that on my own terms. Nothing here in Gimme Shelter anymore. Not even Gamma. I suppose he's supposed to be dead. Central Lab? Let's go to Central Lab. I learned so much from you, Emerl. The one who gets 10 KOs wins, just like before. It's so strange seeing you all grown up. So yeah, technically speaking, the library here, as this arena is called the library, is technically Cream's arena. Funny how that works. Honestly, I'd even go as far to say it's probably one of my least favorite stages, mostly because there's not much in terms of platforms. It's just these 4 off in the corners, and it's kind of dull. Just generally feels the most basic and, for lack of a better word, boring of all the stages. Anyway, it's time for me to beat up a child. It seems weird that there isn't really any moral implications brought up of the fact that Cream is constantly getting beat up as a 6-year-old, but then again, I don't think this series really asks you to really think too hard about a lot of these things, and I know in the past I've sort of been against that sort of mentality as I felt sort of promoted a mentality of don't ask questions, just consume product, but I think given the nature of this series, it's designed in a way that it's not really advantageous to really think about. I feel I could word that better. Literally just gave her the finger. I do kind of like how goofy some of the sprites do get here. Ow. Oh yeah, I could just lock you in the corner like that. Get in the corner. Surely this isn't bringing up repressed memories about being in Amy's room. I really shouldn't joke about that. There we go. Yeah, I feel if it weren't for the Ichikoro mechanic, the fights really would be more of a slog. Just the fact that you just get the option to just one-hit KO an opponent seems kind of... I mean, it is broken. This sort of leads you to wonder what the thought process behind that was. Wow, you're really strong. You're no longer a little Emerl. It's kind of sad in a way. It's that time again. Let's see how Amy's doing. How many crates have you gotten through this time? Oh my god, hurry up and come home and help me with my diet. Okay. Wow, straight to the point, I see. Makes a change. I can't help but feel that Amy might be one of the more slept-on characters in this game, because I know most people just tend to default to Shadow as being the best, which, I mean, he's close. He's about as bad as before. That's sort of the twist, you see. Most of these drawers, and whatever these things actually are, they aren't filled with clothes, it's just crates of wine. Yes, I do have about 3 jokes in regards to Amy. And I'm gonna stick with what works, thank you very much. That explains so much. Honestly, between the alcohol poisoning and the torturous training regimen, it's a wonder that she isn't dead already. She must have the constitution of a god. Like, and then I immediately just slap her with the spin ball. Gotcha. I do kind of feel bad just relying on this super broken move, but then again, I've noticed that these episodes do tend to take a while, so it's my little way of speeding things up, I feel. Get in the air, join me in the sky. Not sure why you keep using aerial attacks, that only makes me stronger. Like, it's super weird to me that I have found some mileage out of the aerial attacks, mostly just as a combo lead up to my super broken move like this, but I feel generally just they are right in saying that the upper moves aren't exactly the most useful. Ow. Okay, I'll take it. Gained Pink Typhoon. I think this is Amy's ground shot. Skill points increased by 1. Oh my god, you've like totally gotten stronger. Maybe like perfecting your fighting? I feel so much better having you help me with my diet. Yeah, sure. Alright, I guess, let's go visit Knuckles first. You're just all alone up here in the Holy Summit, which... I'm still confused whether or not this is supposed to be Angel Island. I sort of get why it isn't, but then again, where's the Master Emerald, Knuckles? Where'd you put the Master Emerald, Knuckles? Don't think I've been playing around all this time. Let's get this over with. Give me a best shot. Come on. Ah, this takes me back to the beginning of the game when Knuckles was beating me to a pulp. Now it's his turn. I've sort of been wondering whether or not it would be interesting or cool if all the characters got access to their respective ultimate moves. Like if there was something in the options you could toggle to, so that Tails could do this as well as Emerl. It's like all these ultimate abilities, like Emerl gets all these cool ultimate abilities, and it kind of just feels as though there's not really much reason to play any of the other characters once you get all the stuff. Aside from whether you wanted to keep things fair and just ban on Emerl outside of just him having all his base abilities. I have done a little bit of a peek into the competitive scene, and that's basically what they do. They just ban any iteration of Emerl that isn't just his base with all his bad abilities. And yet somehow he isn't the worst character from what I've heard. It's kind of strange. Also, yeah, that one-shots regardless of whether or not he can protect from whether he's resistant to shot. I could just lock you in the corner. This hardly even seems fair, to be perfectly honest. I haven't even... It seems kind of tragic that Knuckles is arguably one of the worst characters in this game. The character most known for fighting and using his fists. Almost went for that without a single KO. I've already gotten all of Knuckles' abilities. Let's go for his... how could this be? Don't think you've beaten me. Alright, be like that, Knuckles. Okay, so it does lead to Central City. Alright, Emerald Town. So we've fought Rouge, we've fought Amy, Cream, and Knuckles. Suppose all that's left is Tails and Sonic. Emerl, I already heard the news from Rouge. Congratulations! I promised Shadow that I'd come and battle with you all. You want to go around? Sure. For 5 minutes, can I get a moment's peace without getting beaten to a bloody pulp? For 5 minutes. Yeah, given the whole Scottish stick that I got to do with characters like Tails, I can't help but wonder when it will just devolve into just Shrek quotes. That is sort of a worry with me, that it's just gonna devolve into that whenever Tails is on screen. It's just like, Sonic, could you not do this for 5 minutes? I mean, I still get a laugh out of it. It's just a wonder if anyone else does. You fool. For 5 minutes, could I just build up some Ichikoto for 5 minutes? Get up here, you. Oh yeah, that's right, I can just sort of lead him... You can use the platforms to lead enemies into your attacks. That's sort of why I prefer stages with a lot of platforms. Doesn't help that he's being a squirrely little son of a gun. Gotcha. In your own time, Miles. Where do you think you're going? Also, one small detail that I also noticed back as a kid, his run cycle is very reminiscent of the render of his render on the box art for Adventure 2. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I'll probably have to point it out once I'm finished with this fight. Okay, so that wasn't just my imagination. You know bombs have no effect on me, Miles, and yet you do them anyway. Yeah, it's a... You have to position it a little bit, but you can combo into Shadow Eagle from Tails Ultimate quite effectively. It really is good for if you can knock enemies into the air. IQ 400. Ah, so Tails did Ghost Ride Rick and Morty. Skill points increased by 2. I've been beaten. There's nothing left I can teach you. Emerl is busted? Yes, he is busted. That's the point. There's no way you can beat me. I don't care how strong you've gotten. We'll see. I can't stay a kid forever, you know. Gotten pretty smug, I see. Let's go. Alright, Sonic. Defend yourself. That was instantaneous. Let's do it again. That's it. Get into my airspace, Sonic. The best thing is, you think Emerl is busted now. This isn't even the start. This is just the tip of the iceberg. What is right? No, I think that's just... It's just that Sonic's a big fan of Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's every opportunity when his enemy's trying to make a speech, he's just like, what? It gets annoying after a while, admittedly. Get up there. Yeah, you can tell I practiced this a little bit. As I felt this is sort of the more effective way of grinding up skills from beating Knuckles all the time, or he's hard of hearing. I mean, considering how many sonic booms he makes on a daily basis, that is possible. His eardrums ruffled when he was ruptured when he was 5. That would explain a number of things. Yeah. Sonic, I thought I told you not to use your powers. What? Sonic, we need to kill Mr. Tinker. What? This world will inevitably come to ruin, Sonic, as King Arthur disbands the Knights of the Round Table. What? Whew, not bad. You've gotten stronger, but you're still not strong enough. I'm not even trying my hardest yet. Try fighting someone else first, then we'll talk. Right. Sonic was only using 10% of his power. But I think that's we've fought everyone, so I guess it's time for us to fight Shadow now. I see you fought everyone. Come see me after you finish your preparations. I'll fight you whenever you're ready. I'm hoping that I don't have to fight as Shadow this time.
I'll show you my ultimate
Enough
power.
talk. Let's do this. Ready when you are. Okay, I'm playing as Emerl. Great. I'll show you my ultimate power. Defend yourself, Shadow. I think, ironically enough, from what I've seen, Shadow doesn't necessarily have the best attack or defense supports. He really just sort of feels like a bit of a glass cannon. He got laid out. Of course. He really is like IDW Shadow with how he jobs. Then again, in modern terms, everybody except Sonic jobs. Metal Sonic, Knuckles, just... Jets, I suppose. I haven't really been keeping that much track of IDW that much. Been told it wasn't exactly worth it, to be perfectly honest. Some people might see different, but I haven't really felt inclined to check out IDW in the case that IDW borrows time like Warner Brothers borrows money. So it's just the case of I could get invested now, only to find that the comic gets cancelled a week later. I mean, I'm kind of surprised it's lasted this long, 75 issues. But I think the general point still stands that, honestly, I think it's a similar problem as to what happened with Archie near the end, where it's just like, they knew the comic was going to be cancelled at some points, and, sort of acted as though it knew it did. I think mostly just, the end of Penders' run. 75 issues and nothing has happened. Like, it is still baffling to me, just from what I've heard at the very least of, Archie, how much happened by the time we got to Endgame compared to just issue 50 of IDW? It's like night and day. Skill points have increased by 1. I shall conceive that you are my equal. Hey man, I was just getting warmed up. You're just as mouthy as him too. Looks like we got a guest. Come back later. I wonder who this guest could possibly be, I wonder. Yeah, I think I'll just stick with what I got at the moment. I don't feel compelled to put on some ultimate skills. Let's see what we can put on, honestly. Just to test it out. Air attack. I'm gonna leave Shadow Rocket on because I think I prefer it, and I'll show you just how powerful I truly am. I'm the most busted character in the game. Hey, Emerl. Sonic. I figured Shadow wouldn't be able to give you enough of the challenge by himself, so I came. Yup, you sound exactly alike. What do you say, Emerl? You want to take us both on at once? It'll be tough. No problem, no problem. No holding back. Hope you two don't get hurt. Oh yeah, that's right. I also got another ultimate skill, I think, but I can't use it because it's an air shot. So yeah, this is Emerald's maximum jump height. It's kind of insane, especially when teamed with a double jump. Just, you can't hit me while I'm up here. You thought Rouge's aerial game was bad to get a load of this. I can be anywhere and everywhere all at once. Plus, I now have the highest Ichikoro yield in the game, so... Oh no! You had shot resistance, my weakness. Ow. You know what, Shadow? Get up here. Get up here, Shadow. I'm not done with you yet. Ow. Yeah, they weren't kidding when they said this fight is tough. Or at least it is the first time you go for it. For a very particular reason, which we'll get into in the final story. Again, you haven't seen anything with regards to Emerl's, bustedness. Also, yeah, all his ultimate skills are basically just super upgraded versions of Sonic's regular skills. Honestly, I'd say Ultimate Emerl is the closest thing there is to a Super Sonic in this game. Could you let me heal for 5 minutes? And meanwhile, Sonic and Shadow are just... Jeez Louise. Sonic and Shadow are just beating each other up in the background. Get out of here, Sonic. That surprisingly worked. You know what? You're gonna be my last KO, Sonic. This is for dooming the world with the metal virus. Didn't even break a sweat. After that, we get Sonic's aerial again. Do we get anything interesting from Shadow? No, we don't. I was hoping to get his jump. Skill points increased by 1. Thank you, Shadow, Sonic. I'm so glad to have met you, and everyone else too. I don't know what my creator was thinking when he made me, but I'm glad he did, because I got to meet all of you. He was probably thinking how I was gonna crush Pachacamac, but that's not canon anymore because legal reasons. When I first met all of you, I was like a little baby robot who couldn't do anything. I couldn't even talk. I was weak, but you all protected me and played with me. I'm sure there were times when I was a burden or I was in the way, but in my time with you, I've never felt in danger or worried as Joe programmed me to. All I ever felt was fun and excitement and happiness too. Except for when Knuckles yelled at me. Then I cried. There's no need for a weapon to have feelings. This is ridiculous. I'm leaving. Bye, Shadow. Hey, Shadow. Maybe you should try learning a thing or two from Emerl and be more honest with yourself. Not that I expect anything different out of you, though. But hey, Emerl, I'm not your guardian anymore, so there's one thing I want you to leave you with. It's this. I want you to live your life to the fullest. At least, that's what I figure. Thanks, you too. Look who's all grown up now. One more thing. You need to work on your punches. You just look lame. Who showed you how to punch anyway? Look, punch to me more like this. And where'd you get those boxing gloves? They look ridiculous. Yep, live life. You can now play the minigame Speed Demon. And, yeah, that's Shadow's story. Took a little bit longer than I was anticipating, but, we should be in the home stretch by now, because, last story, I will admit, is a little bit short. It really is kind of interesting when you think about it. As I've been playing for all these games, you can kind of sort of track my mentality with the series as we go, because I don't know, right now I feel the most positive I've felt about this series in a while, and I feel it kind of stemmed not from any game in particular, but more so, can now play the new episode. More so just from this video, which I've probably shown a fair few people who are watching this already. I'll just leave it in the chat for you to check out. Just, Not only is the editing just bellissimo, but there's a sort of thing where it just sort of reminds you as to why I liked these stories and these characters in general. Sometimes it just sort of feels that you need a reminder of why you like stuff like this to begin with, and not get tied up in all the controversy and the drama and the everything on the micro sense, because sometimes I kind of have to throw my hands up and say it isn't really worth it. Anyways, we're gone for all the characters here, aside from Gamma, who doesn't really have an episode. Instead, Emerl gets his own episode. Emerl, who has come to realize he has the same soul as Shadow does, has finally obtained all 7 Chaos Emeralds. However, Dr. Robotnik is not giving up on his plans for world domination yet. The fees were all destroyed. Chaos and Gamma are useless too. Chaos? We haven't seen Chaos. Does he mean Chaos Gamma? Or... yeah, I feel this, especially in the last story, we really start to get into a lot of the the little flips in the dialogue, mistranslations and whatnot. All the Chaos Emeralds have been taken by Sonic and his disgusting friends. The Gizoid has been equipped with all 7 Chaos Emeralds. Now that he has been awakened, combined with the training that Sonic and his pals put him through, he should be extremely powerful. Most people would give up here, I suppose. But not I, for I, a genius scientist, Robotnik. If my grandfather's journal is correct, this time you'll learn, Sonic. Did you know that Sonic's friends are furries? Gross! So I said you're still far from being perfect. Well, well, well. How are you doing, my dirty little spiked rat, and my useless weapon? Robotnik! Did you come all the way here just to mess with Emerl again? You know, being over persistent will win you any popularity contests. Enough with the small talk. I have no use for this pile of junk anyway. I've come to make an announcement. I have completed the perfect weapon. I've installed the final egg blaster on the ultimate planet-destroying battleship, the Death Egg. So yeah, the Death Egg's just back now. Stupendous. It's wonderful, I tell you. It's my greatest invention ever. Definitely not Metal Sonic, though. With this, I will finally accomplish my goal of world domination. I can see it now. The world will bow before me. You can do naught but wait, cowering in fear, you poor weaklings. You shall learn to fear me. So long, my foul-mouthed spiky rat friend. This is really putting a hamper on my voice. Oh. The next time we meet, I will be king of the world. The old guy sure seems excited. Well, looks like that final something or other Knuckles was telling me about is finally finished. I guess we're not the only ones who've got a score to settle here. Sonic! Emerl! Have you seen it? A giant battleship has appeared in Holy Summit. Hey, Tails. Yeah, we heard. I swear that old guy just doesn't know when to give up. He couldn't get his hands on Emerl, so he goes and whips up another one of his weird inventions. And now he's shouting something about taking over the world. Well, he's the one who woke me up in the first place. I've got a few things to settle with him. You really have grown up, Emerl. Looks like we gotta hike to Holy Summit. Emerl? Tails? Alright. But something's not right. Why'd he be so honest about his plans? Even the government keeps some things a secret. Some things a secret, Tails. Oh, you sweet summer child. It feels too deliberate. Like he's trying to lure us into following him. I've got a bad feeling about this. Anyway, I'll go fetch a warp transport so we can reach the battleship and go to Holy Summit. I'll meet you there. So we're not taking the tornado. That's a shame. No, I don't think we've actually been here yet, at the altar. Is this where the Master Emerl was supposed to be? You came, as expected. No. Knuckles. What the hell is this? When that battleship appeared, the estuary instantly froze over, and chaos appeared. He's just sitting there, guarding the Death Egg. Chaos is the guardian and god of the Chow. He only shows himself in times of great crisis. Looks like we're in deep trouble this time. Yeah, so Chaos is just back.
Things are finally getting exciting. So that's the Death Egg, huh? I can see why the old guy was so excited. That thing's huge.
It's almost like I've seen it before in Sonic 3.
Sonic! Tails! I brought the transporter, but it takes a while to charge up and it only has one charge left. Really? Well, Emerl, you should be the one to go, shouldn't you?
You bet.
Why don't you go pay the old man a visit and thank him? Yeah. Don't leave until you're ready. Alright. We'll be waiting at our usual spots if you want to practice some techniques beforehand.
Thank you.
Emerl, are you ready? Then I'll turn the transporter on!
So yeah, we can just go to the Death Egg now, which looks a lot different than how it looked compared to how it was in Sonic 3. Just really, it looks a lot more like the Ark than anything. But yeah, this is where the part of the game where you normally go off and get all your skills from everybody. But before that, there's a new area that's opened up. Sonic Team, one word. Accessing the Gizoid's forbidden data. Please input the password. Ah, yes. At Sonic Team headquarters, they just so happen to have the secret nuclear launch codes for the Gizoid. I'm gonna bring up all the passwords here so we can just knock them out real quick. Okay, first one. I think it goes like this. 7, 5, 6, 1, 9. Sonic Combo. How you use his power is up to you. Do not forget your dreams. Yeah, you can only input the passwords once, but it is the same each time for all of these. So you only need to put them in once, so... I think this is O, T, lowercase r, O, I. Tails combo. I figured it would only be right to showcase all the combos before we go off and defeat Robotnik. So I'm just gonna quickly unlock them all right here. So let's see, Knuckles. Y. You free. This really just brings to mind me just inputting passwords for like Nintendo Online. Like trying to set up the Wi-Fi on my 3DS and my 2DS and basically all my Nintendo DS's. I think next we'll go Allo G K. Amy combo. Yeah, the dialogue that happens afterwards is the same. Okay, next is Z-A-Z-A. It's Revenge of the Zahan. That's not it. Cream combo. Don't worry, I'm going to showcase these all off. This unfortunately may take a little bit. Okay, next, A, H,
N D O. I think that's correct. Rouge combo. Don't forget your dreams. Don't forget the crackers. Whatever you do. Yeah, I've been admittedly been on a bit of a Wallace and Gromit kick recently, just with the new special coming out. So done Rouge, so next is Shadow, I believe. I think that's an L. There it is. The crack Gromit. No crack. I don't know, just something as simple as turning crackers into crack. For some reason that just gets a laugh out of me constantly. I don't know why. I think that might be an I. No, it wasn't an I. I'm getting all this wrong. I'm getting them mixed up. Oh, so it probably would be an I because it's an anagram of Maria. That's kind of sad. Shadow combo. Okay, next is, I believe, Gamma. Admittedly, not 100% certain on the logic behind some of these passwords aside from Shadow's. T. Suet. Oh, it was a capital T. Just don't ask me to try to input your Wi-Fi password anytime soon. We'll be here a while. The most riveting of streaming entertainment. Watch Stent fumble around trying to input passwords. There we go, there's E102 combo. And the last one, I believe. Let me just check, because they're all in it was an O and not a 0. Yeah. These make up the majority of the extra ground power moves you can get in the game. Now, though, I'm just going to... Yep, input password. The last one. I was gonna say it's very reminiscent of Etika, but that's not the intention, is it? Actually, it probably is, because I was gonna say it's an anagram to call, but it isn't. I feel that would have made a little bit more sense, but Chaos Combo. Which sounds like something you get with your Chaos Cola at the Chaos Deli. Thought it was the same thing. Yeah. Strange, isn't it? Anyways, we're gonna fight everyone one more time, and I'm gonna showcase my ground power. We'll start with Shadow because he's closest. Air power. I think I can just get away with just putting Sonic Meteor on for the time being, and instead put on Ultimate Air Shot. These poor fools are not gonna know what hit them. This place looks perfect for battle. You wanna go around? As always, he who reaches 10 KOs first wins. You better try your hardest, or else you get hurt. Yeah. The combo moves are generally considered some of the best moves in the game. Using one of them is guaranteed at least one KO. Plus, as far as I'm aware,
because they're technically combo moves, like just your normal punches, they don't count as power moves. So regardless of resistances, you can just use this over and over again. You can sort of see why they saved this for the very end of the game and locked these behind a password system. They are very much the strongest moves in the game outside of ultimates. Oh yeah, and for ultimate air shot, you just launch out free projectiles. Just... It's like Crush Slash in Frontiers. You just point in the general direction of your opponent and just say, die. Get out of here, Shadow. And the best thing is, these are also affected by Ichikoro. So you can just get stuff like this. Get over here, Shadow. You just take him down with one hit and then just live there standing for like ages. Chaos magic. Sweet. Skill points increased by 2. It looks like you never got KO'd. You can fight here whenever you want. We should come back sometime. May as well rattle off the list of all the characters we have to go through. Cream is next, considering she's in the library. It is definitely a nice little detail that I respect for the game. Just the fact that all the characters have their own dedicated arenas, which you all fight them in this episode. Shadow has Battle Highway. Cream has the library. Amy has her room with all the box wine. Sonic has Emerald Beach. Tails has his lab. Knuckles has the Chow Ruins. Yeah, this one's pretty funny because it's like, I want that one and that one and that one and that one. You just point at them to death. It's like the evolved form of the finger poke of doom. Yeah, you can sort of tell this is one of the more busted moves in the game. Good luck trying to touch me now. You get anywhere close and you just die instantly. This is what I mean when I say that Emerl hadn't even begun to become broken. No dear, we can't get all this mommy hungover right now. Oh, so I guess Vanilla is Amy's drinking partner. Is that where we're going with this? Hey, Adrian, we're just busy, beating everyone up again before going on to the final boss. Because this is generally where you go when you want to get all your, skills from all your friends back. Wow, you didn't even get hit once! If you ever want to practice, let's come here again. Listen to your Listen when your boyfriend is back to yes. Come on, I'm sure Vector's not that bad. I mean, he is a devout Christian after all. According to old, Sonic biographies. Alright, time to beat up Amy again. I'll show you my ultimate Mike Tyson skills. Get over here. It's like if Logan Paul actually fought Mike Tyson while he was in his prime. You know, minus the hammer at the end. Gotta throw in the hammer for good measure. Yeah, that's one thing I kind of noticed. I mean, especially considering, for the most part, when you use it, the enemy dies before you actually get to the finisher. For that reason, I feel as though there are definitely some moves among these which are generally better than others. I'll get to the one which I think is the best when we get to it.
Because I feel at the very least the finisher of that one has a little bit of utility to it. Get over here, you. Because yeah, with this, when playing as Emerl, it basically trivializes any story battles you go through, so... Not really sure there would be any point in me going through this when Emerl is already powered up. Oh yeah, we got a dash attack, where she just, pulls a Peach. It's Peach's side B, basically. Skill points increased by 5. Oh my god, that was so, like, cool. You didn't even get hit a single time? This place is, like, perfect for boxer size. Let's come back again. Alright, Knight Babylon's next, and I think for this we're gonna need Gamma's power skill. We're gonna need Gamma's combo. Because, of course, Gamma, despite canonically being dead in the story, is just sort of... just a static pose, no animations. Analyze the environment. Convince with training program. Condition. The first to reach 10 KOs achieves victory. So yeah, not entirely certain if Gamma just got reprogrammed here, if this is a different Gamma from the one who just died at the end of Shadow's story, but here we are. Time to bully Gamma again. Somehow survived not getting hit there. This animation really is just... It's arguably the one that has the most effort put into it, but it's literally just Gamma's upper attack, just played forward and reversed multiple times. Someone must have had a lot of fun in the editing room. Also helps that I have a lot of aerial mobility. Get over here, Gamma. Yeah, it's like with this, battles just go by a lot quicker. A lot quicker. Most of the fight is just you waiting for the enemy to show up so they can die. A little bit more, but that really does feel like it's the case. Punch, punch, punch. It's honestly to the point where you kind of can't help but wonder whether or not you actually need any other movement skills if you just have this. It really just feels like a win button, which I suppose it technically is. I keep getting a lot of the same skills, I've noticed. Skill points increased by 5. Perfect. Number of hits landed, 0. I can initiate my training program here whenever you wish. You do that, Gamma. I got more enemies to kill. Okay. It literally just is the knockout technique. Combo attack derived from Rouge's techniques. It really is just a case of all of these are derived from techniques. Actually, that reminds me, we've got a few interesting descriptions to go through. Obviously, healing skills. Part of Rouge's special training, she just has healing powers. Granted, not very good ones. Oh yes, Amy's healing skill. By thinking about Sonic, Amy can regain health. I wasn't kidding about that. That really is a thing of what, though granted nowadays will most likely just be astrologian magic. Tails has a nanobot, Knuckles has earth elementals. Sonic can apparently use his super speed to heal himself. Clinically insane. I will be honest though, I do kind of miss that version of Amy. Just how unhinged she used to be. Well, it wasn't exactly the most healthy, most people would argue. It was at the very least very entertaining. Which I think is sort of the main point of these games, ultimately. Anyways. Time to beat up Rouge. This is probably the fight that's going to take the longest to do a slow fall. That's it, come over here. So I can kick you in the face. Her being unhinged was part of the charm, exactly. Ironically, I feel the last time we really saw that was in the animated promotional thing for Superstars, where she just has the menacing, evil, sharp teeth expression as she clobbers Fang over the head and gives him blunt force trauma. And Sonic X just having her engulfed in flames and materialize in small throwing arms is hilarious. Exactly. Really, it's kind of a shame how much of a bad rap X gets, because granted, a lot of the time it does get fairly boring. But I think that's sort of the, arguably the main drawback with a lot of Sonic stories, with how they're usually told, where it's more so you have your inciting incident, which is usually just Sonic existing. Then you have the middle section where not much happens, and X is a lot of that middle section, to be perfectly honest. It is basically a slice of life. Then you get the stuff, you get all the action stuff, the twists and stuff, which the games are most known for. And X in that regard is most known for those sort of big moments, like when Super Sonic gets broken out, and then it's just the resolution afterwards, which is usually just Sonic being awesome. Funny bad, at least he's wanting to... I suppose that is one way of seeing it. Don't take everything so seriously. Wow, Rouge, way to play with my feelings like that. I can't believe it. Okay, Emerald Town. Next we're gonna go face Tails. Edit skills. I'm gonna just quickly put on, let's see, ground power. I know the stream's probably gonna go on for a fair bit, but it is the last one, so I figured it may as well be a fair bit thorough. Tails, I'm here. Oh, the beach, the bitch. As we've been tracking Emerl's data and I've found a new function. What kind of techniques did you find? I didn't find techniques, but rather I found a program on virtual training. Virtual mission? Virtual training. If we're not around, Emerl can train himself with us. Based on the battle data that Emerl has recorded, he reassembles the model information and... Hey, Tails, enough of that tech talk. Tails in English. Sorry. Basically, even if you come here by yourself, you can learn new skills. That, and if you can win a lot of battles, you might be able to learn an amazing skill. Seems like your built-in battle AI is activated when put into high-stress combat situations, which then accesses latent data hidden within... Oops, sorry. Where was I? Oh yeah, if you lose a match though, the simulation will end. This won't be easy. No problem. So yeah, virtual training. It's basically a lot of harder fights, and for every 5 victories I get, from what I recall, for every 5 victories you're guaranteed to learn an ultimate skill. I don't think we really have time to go into it right now, so I'm just gonna go and fight everybody else. We just have 4 more fights before the end. Excuse me. Emerl, this place looks nice and big. It's perfect for you to practice your techniques. You want to go around? Let's see, is this... We're at the beach. Oh. I guess we're just not fighting in Tails' lab then. Okay. Those look like some of the most pansy punches I've ever seen. For lack of a better word. It's like, eh. And I know Tails isn't exactly much of a frontline fighter, but still. It's easy to see where he learned to punch from, as Sonic put it. You punches... I forgot I didn't have a... I had the wrong skill equipped, ah. It's a shame you can't just go full power. Lovely call them dinky punches. Yeah, that seems accurate. So yeah, Emerald Beach is effectively Sonic stage, with Tails' lab obviously being Tails' stage. I just noticed the range on this, the actual hitbox on your combo is kind of crazy as well. Honestly, fights just become more of a matter of positioning once you get these. Tails' jump again. Skill points increased by 5. That was perfect, you didn't even get hit a single time. Okay, and next, considering we are on Emerald Beach, obviously Sonic's gonna be here. May as well show off the Sonic combo, which I may as well say it right now, I do think it is the best one in the game. Hey Emerl, we can go out as rough as you want here. You want to go around? He looks like he's on a hot stove. He's like, ow, 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 hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. Yeah, the reason I think Sonic's combo is the best one is mostly because of the finisher. In that it's just his Sonic Storm. And that puts you up in the air, which I mostly see it as a good means of getting out of the way. In case your opponent has, say, a Gamma or an Emerl with Gamma's fighting pose and can explode upon death. This just gives you a nice means of getting out of the way. Though, considering it is technically a shot, maybe it's not 100% the best. I'm gonna say it mostly depends on preference at this point. I love how there's just like this little pier here, which is completely flat. How dare you hit me, sir? You incurred my wrath, son. I mean, you already did by existing, but shut up. Okay. I was mostly going on the logic that because you can reposition yourself while using it, it was generally... Oh. That stays out a long time, doesn't it? Skill points increased by 2. So, last 2 fights we need to do. First up... Knuckles. He's strangely enough not by his house. Looks like this place might be good for fighting. I want you to hit me with all you got. Be careful what you wish for. I'm gonna wave my arm at you aggressively. I will admit some of the choices for finishes are kind of questionable, like the fact that Knuckles and Amy's is just their upper attack. Well, it would have been interesting to incorporate their power specials as their finishers, to be perfectly honest. Like, finishing it up with Knuckles' Deep Impact. Or Amy's Typhoon. I really do kind of feel bad for Knuckles, to be perfectly honest. I'm going to wave my fist at you also. This really just doesn't seem fair at all. What is there left to say?
suppose at this point, I suppose it was a proper catharsis for how much trouble Knuckles put me through at the start of the game. That's what you get, buddy. Oh, that's that. You giving me more of your skills? I already got them all, dingus.
Here I come.
That was great. You didn't even get hit once. And lastly, we gotta talk about the new kid on the block. I have admittedly gotten a couple of skills related to Chaos, mostly just in the rare category. Round power. Put on the Chaos combo. I gotta see if there's some stuff I can actually take off, to be perfectly honest. I'll take that off for the time. Oh wait, I still have all my ultimate skills on. I'm just going to yeah. Yeah. And I feel just for a little bit of flavor. I think it was this one. This one and this one. May as well showcase the color, the color customization. Yeah, it really has frozen over for some reason. There he is, this Chaos. And he even gets his own unique area here. I put on the wrong fighting pose, dang it. Yeah, Chaos even gets his own unique area. And it's particularly unique in that instead of platforms, it has pits. And a rail track here for some reason. I do definitely find Chaos's combo quite funny, just because it mostly consists of you wiggling your arm at the opponents, just... I think this is the best example of the fact that Emerl story basically acts as a means of getting all the skills for the other characters, because it really is weird that only now Chaos is getting introduced at the very end of the game. And honestly, I'm not entirely certain why they went with Chaos. I guess because, you know, he's slow, he has a fair few powerful moves under his belt. More of a tank, if anything. But in that case, I can't help but wonder if they really wanted to go for the Adventure 1 references. Why not just add Big? You know, I think Big would be pretty funny as it, at the very least, would make a lot more sense just showing up randomly throughout all the stories. It'd be a nice little fun bonus thing. You go your way, you just find Big and you fight him. You get skills from him. And Big has no idea what's going on as per usual. And Chaos still doesn't care. Oh. You can... Oh, there we go. Can now use the character Chaos. And I think that's all the characters, so let me just... suit up. This is going to be going into this with the default colors, I think. And I think with what I want to go with, definitely want my air power back. Because I feel I'm definitely going to need it for the upcoming fights. As for what else, ground power, I'm thinking we'll just... we'll go Cream's combo, why not? Actually, given the speed of it, I think it would make more sense to put Amy's combo on, perfectly honest. Crackers! And I think for Air Shot, we need a good ground ability. I think we'll just put on Sonic Storm, Ground Shot, honestly, I think I'm good with that, to be perfectly honest. Alright, let's bring this to a close. Death Egg.
A lot more purple than it was last time, and look at that, it's just a big reticle on Earth. And I never noticed just how big Robotnik was in this game. He's literally just a part of the map. Oh, Eggman. Really straight to the point, isn't it? Emerl, can you hear me? We're watching from the monitor over here. We can project our voices to your location. So we'll be cheering you on. Amy, Cream, Shadow, and Rouge should be here soon, too. Hey, Doctor. Long time no see. We got one. Get your bags to the door, everybody. Gizoid, looks like you've changed. From your new looks, I can tell you're not a war machine any longer. Yeah, that's right. My friends helped me. That's very good. That's very good indeed. You can laugh all you want. I'm here to defeat you and bring this to an end. Let's see just how powerful you really are. It's time to test whether or not the legends of the Gizoid strength are true. And this is, Eggman stage. Technically the final destination of this game. You can tell because there's no platforms. Weirdly enough, Robotnik is somehow even more broken than Emerl. For one thing, he also explodes upon death, just like Gamma does. He has a slow fall like Rouge. His jab is just a whole bunch of missiles he can spam at you easily. Oh, I forgot it was a stock match. Never mind. No matter. We should be fine at the very least. It is kind of fun throwing him around, though. I will admit, as well, I do quite like this music. As bit-crushed as it is. Just a lot of emotional weight behind it for me, at the very least, given the ending of this game, which I won't make any comments about just yet. It really just feels like as though we're bullying a pensioner, though. to be honest. There he goes. Skill points increased by 1. Is that all? I'm not even trying yet! I will admit, I don't really have any clue as to why we fight Robotnik a second time. The other times I could at the very least understand in the fact that we're doing it just to get more skills and skill points for Emerl, but here it's more so just tradition, I guess? Honestly, that self-destruct Eggman put on his Eggmobile is probably the smartest thing he could have done in this situation. I will admit, though, just fighting this busted character with an equally busted character is pretty fun. You know, as long as you can actually get the depth perception correct. I'm not worried about skill points, we're just trying to get to the end. I'm not even sure Eggman even has any special moves. Granted, he probably doesn't need them with that missile volley of his. Jeez Louise. You can see what I mean, though, can't you? Just those missiles. Likely the bane of your existence when fighting this guy. To the point where I kind of feel I should have maybe put on my, my ultimate healing. Sonic Games in the repeating voice, like, yeah, It's tradition at this point, don't you know? That's it, get out of here, Robotnik.
You know what they say, the more the merrier.
I do really want to go through Shadow again at some point. Ow. Oh, he is shot resistant. Oh, no. Still, we are somewhat level pegging, I think. Doesn't really matter, we can just erase my existence completely with one single combo. I suppose that's sort of on par with the rest of the game. It's just a little bit more noticeable here because it really feels as though I can't help but feel that Robotnik, when it comes to fighting games at the very least, is sort of has a habit of being completely busted, because it was also the same in Sonic the Fighters from what I recall.
Please, I beg you, forgive me. Please have a heart. I swear I will never do this again.
You're not very cool, Eggman. If you did this more often, I wouldn't have to break all your toys. See you later. Try not to do anything bad anymore, okay? If you're smart enough to build a huge battleship like this, I'm sure you can find other things to do. But I wanted to thank you for waking me up. Thanks to you, I've learned the true meaning of friendship. I'm not just a weapon, I'm a living being with a heart and a free will.
Ha! Now! Launch the final egg blaster!
Robotnik, what are you doing?
You're so soft. That's understandable, of course. You were raised by those little wimps. Their weakness will be the end of you. Look, all of the stars over there have been destroyed. How do you feel, Gizzard? Are you ready to start capturing energy?
So, yeah. Robotnik just blew up a galaxy, essentially.
What? No!
Such an IDW Sonic to make. Exactly. Initiating data acquisition. Hey, Emerl! Oh no! No. Now I understand what's going on. The Doctor planned this all along. 10101010 is... I am kind of interested as to what exactly this translates out to in binary. A critical error has occurred. Emerl? Emerl! Hey, Emerl! Dun 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 dun. I shall all things and conquer all.
There's one little link you guys didn't know about. The Gizzard will create a new link that encounters some with overwhelming power.
Power overflowing. Power rising, overflowing. Can't hold it in, can't hold it in. Sonic, Shadow, help, in such pain. It hurts the pain. Emerl! Emerl! Hang in there, Emerl! Act tough like you always do. Come on, that's an order. Emerl!
Now, Gizzard, establish a link with me. Come on, listen to me. What's happening?
Launch final egg blaster at Earth.
What?
Emerl, stop! No, he can't hear us. 1 minute before launch.
Knock it off, Gizzard. If the Earth is gone, I wouldn't be able to achieve world domination.
Get out of the way.
Ugh.
So apparently the binary is gibber. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Emerl! What's this? He has his AirPods in. A Master Emerald? Another one of the more infamous mistranslations. It should be the Master Emerald, as opposed to just a Master Emerald. I know there's essentially multiple Chaos Emeralds, but there's only one Master Emerald. Where did this come from? I see. We can use this to stop the Chaos Emeralds from getting out of control. With the legendary power of the Master Emerald, we might be able to snap Emerl out of it. We gotta give it a shot. Sonic, the transporter is ready. I am no longer. You must go, Sonic. Shadow? My god, Sonic, please. Sonic, Emerl, you've got to stop Emerl. Of course, it has to come back to Sonic, doesn't it? He is the main character, after all. Amy. Cream. Even though he's grown up, he's still pretty high maintenance. You better rescue him quickly. I still need to turn him into a master robot thief. Rouge. Knuckles. Okay, I'm off to rescue Emerl. Sonic. Emerl's counting on you. Turning on the warp transporter now. Kind of weird we don't get any backgrounds for this. Hey Emerl, looking pretty good. That light. I find it very interesting that X chose to have Emerl form a loop with Cream for their mini battle arc. Yeah, it is kind of interesting considering really they only had 1 and a bit episodes to get to know each other. I suppose it's more so the going for the generic robot with a heart of gold character art with him in it. I know at the very least it was one of the more impactful moments in the series at the very least. I remember that. Can't see! Ugh! What? The Master Emerald! Broken into tiny little pieces. I can't believe this! 30 seconds before final Egg Blaster is launched. This is the final voice of the last war machine. So begins the destruction of Earth. A natural result of ignorant human desires and greed. Hey, you better deal with the situation in a more positive manner. I don't want to die. Are we all going to die? Sonic, can you hear me? Emerl has absorbed too much energy to surpass his limits. He's highly unstable right now. Tails. Tails, buddy. Did you just say limits? A little bit of a mistiming there. If you can inflict a great amount of damage on him, I'll put a stop to it. But Emerl will probably be destroyed in the process. He won't be able to contain the energy that's absorbed in his body. Emerl, always causing trouble, even in the end. It's time for one final party. Well, you see, Emerl, you might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you. Since I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it? I kind of forgot this was a 10 KO fight. But yeah, the main gimmick with this, despite being... is that this version of Emerl has all his ultimate abilities. Watching game froze. Yeah, so, needless to say, one of the more broken fights in the game, and you have to fight him as Sonic, who is more so the all-rounder of the game. Not exactly the best, but still not the worst. I don't think I've actually lost this fight once, but it'll be interesting to find out. Oh, he'll always... Yeah, I can see though that's kind of broken.
since all his ultimates, all his standard combo moves have specials attached to them, I'm pretty sure they also gain the benefits of Ichikoro. This may get a little rough. I'm struggling here. I'm dying again. You know what? Get in the corner. It's time for cheese tactics. Cheese grommet. Also, yeah. This all takes place in 30 seconds, apparently. Feel that it would have been more apt to make this a 1 KO fight with a 30-second time limit, but what are you gonna do, I suppose? This game just loves its 10 KO fights. I will fight you the only way Sonic Battle players know how. Spamming the R button, even in the end. Well, at this point, I'm just hoping that with the next Sonic Gamer stream, I don't get as many latency problems. It is kind of terrifying knowing this guy is also faster than Sonic. It's just like in Adventure 2 where I can just spam my bounce attack and all my problems go away. Boy-hoing. Again with the boy-hoing. I gotcha. This guy's faster than Sonic! He's faster than Sonic, what? Not entirely... Well, I really am just pushing him into the corner, huh? This... Okay, now I remember why I found this... why I never lost this once, because... this game is super easy to cheese. At least it's story mode. I know the multiplayer is a little bit more to it, but story mode, that's about all there is to it. Don't even get to learn any more skills by the end. Where is here? Who am I? Sonic, the pain. Shadow, dark. I. Going to die. Emerl! Emerl! Sonic. Are you alright? Come on. Can you walk? Let's return to Earth. Back to the planet that's round and blue like me. It's been fun. Thank you, Sonic. This is goodbye. I'm glad I got to see everyone one last time. Has Tails gotten stronger? I know he tried his hardest to protect me. Thank him for me. And Knuckles. We had so much fun. Even though he is too gullible, but he is such a good guy, so Sonic, don't tease him too much, okay? And Mom, Cream, looks like this is goodbye. I don't want to go. I'll miss all of you. Shadow, should I be glad that I was born? Quit playing around! Don't get all serious on me now, Emerl! You think this is goodbye or something? Hey, come on, Emerl, let's go play! Everyone's waiting for us back home. Tails? Even Shadow and Knuckles? Oh, hey, I know. We can trick Knuckles into doing something stupid stuff again. We'll go home and we'll all laugh and have a good time! Right? Emerl? Emerl! Robot feeling deaf? Yeah, it is dark. This is the sort of stuff people remember Sonic stories for, after all.
Emerl has disappeared.
This was Gerald's final program. Should a weapon go out of control, the weapon will terminate itself. Kind of funny that didn't happen at all in Shadow the Hedgehog, did it, when in any of the dark paths? It is my desire to bring hope to humanity. I can't stand it.
Emerl. Hey, don't you cry. Cream? Sonic. Come on, don't cry. Emerl is right here. Sonic, all you could bring back was a seed? Yes, as part of the Emerald Shards. Someday, if this world finally knows true peace, if this world no longer needs weapons or wars, if we can make this world a truly peaceful place when we're older, if we can make a world where there's only laughter, do you think we'll ever be able to play with Emerl again?
Yeah!
Shut up, Tails.
And that's it. That's Sonic Battle. Quite a somber note to end things on, admittedly, but again, that is what this game is most known for, just that ending. And more of its unhinged writing decisions, which a lot of people like to rag on about how it fits in canon, which obviously, like most games, it doesn't. It's like you got a whole bunch of jigsaw pieces which don't quite fit together, and instead of just saying, hey, these kind of sort of fit together in a loose sense, trying to saw pieces, cut pieces, bits off of the pieces to try and force them to fit together. If 14 taught me that there's no true utopia unless you can let this Song of Oblivion. Oh yeah. I mean, that whole thing, that whole mentality isn't exactly watertight, but I do get you what you mean. Oh my god, Shadow's smiling. Yep, and of course we got all the voice talents here. Junichi Kanemaru, the legend. And I can't help but wonder, honestly. Obviously they replaced Robotnik's voice actor when he passed away after Sonic Boom, I believe was his last... Rise of Lyric, I think, was his last role. So it leads me to wonder in this more modern age, who exactly would replace Kanemaru should the need arise? Or if they'd end up replacing Kanemaru at all, just using AI software in place of him. Take that, Shadow Gens. Yeah. Chaos just really like, I'm here too, by the way. Oh yeah, and quick note, once you finally finish the story mode, at the end of each episode, you do get a little bit extra at the end in that you do get a passage from Gerald's diary. I think most, if not all of them, were included in Gerald's journal in Shadow Generations. Get to see the daily life of some characters, and most importantly, a feat of... Ah yes, more power scaling, i.e. the male equivalent of shipping. I'll still, never exactly be on good terms with that. Mostly because I've been thinking about this for a while, I'm wondering how to articulate it, still probably not ready to articulate it properly, but... The way I feel about it, power scaling mostly only really matters in terms of, what makes a compelling story, because... Obviously, you can list any and all of the character's certain feats, but it's ultimately up to the writer to determine the outcome. In that sense, it is logical, and just plain possible, to have a scenario where a character with a weak character like, say, Mr. Bean, is able to kill Superman. Yes, I have seen that video. Alright, so let's just... This would be a good place to end it, but I feel at the very least there's one more thing I kind of have to showcase. I'm not going to go into the challenge mode. I'm just going to show off one last thing here. I'm going to play as Emerl. Well, first I have to select the map. Here you can find all the various maps. There's, I believe, 11 in total. You got... Yeah. You got Sonic's level, Emerald Beach, Tails' level, Tails' Lab, Knuckles' Chow Ruins, Shadows' Battle Highway, Club Rouge for Rouge, Amy's Room for Amy, Library for Cream, Metal Depot for Gamma, Holy Seven for Chaos. Coliseum, I don't think we actually see in the main game, but it's Emerl's arena, technically. And, we got the bonus which you get for beating the game, which is Green Hill. We can never escape it. We might as well showcase off these two before we sign off. We'll just put it to, let's see, KO count first to 5. Sounds good. And we even get a fun remix of the Green Hill theme. Honestly, I do kind of feel it's a shame this never actually appears in the story mode. Because, again, I don't think many people actually had Link... Oh. I can see why it's first to 10 KOs now. And I suppose I may as well showcase off Coliseum as well. It's a bit more basic. It's literally just 4 platforms here arranged in a very unfortunate manner. Honestly, it's kind of reminiscent of Emerald Beach now that I think about it. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually appears in the virtual training at all. I know that was a bit brief, but I figured I may as well showcase them off a little bit, but I think that's all the time I got for. Next week, next Sonic game, I'm going to be streaming... possibly Unleashed. I'll probably put out a poll beforehand, in case anyone actually wants me to check out Sonic 64. What do you want? Oh, yeah, I just noticed that. So, thank you for tuning into this series. I've definitely had fun going back through this game, even if I struggle at some points. Pardon me for that. So, possibly Sonic Unleashed next. We'll see. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.